What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here with Lazy Tech TV, and today we're going to take a look at 3 cases from Gear4. I've tested them out on my iPhone 11 Pro Max, and they are offered in a variety of different model phones, whether it be on iOS or Android, but nevertheless, these are the 3 lines that Gear4 actually showed off at PepCom here in San Francisco. Now, if you've never heard of Gear4, you're not alone. While they might not be as big as Spigen or Incase or some of the other companies, what you probably have heard is of ZAGG. And actually ZAGG is the parent company of a number of different subsets, including InvisiShield, iFrogs, and numerous of others. But with Gear4, they have a line of cases that are infused with D3O. Now, D3O isn't anything new. We've actually seen D3O with another company a couple of years ago. But D3O needs to be licensed, and they, I guess, went off on their own and did something else. That's inside baseball. But Gear4 has the license now. And for those of you who aren't familiar with D3O, it's in everything, from safety helmets to bumpers to, well, phone cases and tablet cases if you need them. And what D3O will do is actually absorb the shock of when your device hits the solid ground. I actually did a video a couple of years ago putting my son's hand in a block of D3O and then slamming it with a hammer. I don't know if that's still available on this channel. I got a lot of flack. He's okay, but yeah, it probably was irresponsible of me to do that. In any event though, D3O was arguably very safe to do that with, and he's fine. And with D3O in these cases, it just gives you that extra safety net, if you will, if you do end up dropping your device. So what do these 3 different cases offer? Well, they offer different designs as well as different drop test certifications. So for example, well, the Holborn and the Piccadilly will offer a 13-foot drop protection. The Battersea is going to offer you 16 feet protection. So let's go into each of those individually. First off, we'll look at the Piccadilly. Now, right off the back, the Piccadilly actually does remind me very much of the other company that had D3O, because the D3O is infused into the TPU surrounding the case, wherein lies in the middle a polycarbonate backing, and then you've got your D3O moniker. With this particular case, it's very easy to see the rear of the phone. So if you have a color like I do, you don't hide the color. You can see the Apple logo if that's something that you want to show off. And then it also doesn't cover any of the buttons, the orifices. You can still plug in your lightning cable, you can still plug in to other docks. It still works with a wireless charging dock. And of course, while I have the, well, what do they call it? They call it rose. I call it salmon because, well, it looks like salmon. They have rose, but they also have different colors as well too, ranging from, you know, the standard orange that you've seen in D3O and a few others. While I thought I was gonna like this case the most, I didn't. And one of the main reasons why I didn't was actually that polycarbonate back. It was very slippery. All the buttons on the side gave way very nicely. It was very easy to access, and it actually felt nice in the pocket, very slick, but it was quite too slick for me. I'm sure over time with fingerprint oils and things of that nature, the slickness will go away. But my initial test of it for a couple of days, it actually fell out of my hand a couple of times. I mean, luckily I have D3O, right? But it shouldn't fall out of my hand that much. So I put the Piccadilly aside and tried out the Holborn. I don't know if Gear4 is from the UK, London specifically, but these are all like Londinium like names. Just kind of noticed that. I'll look it up. So the Holborn is a little bit, well, they'll call it slim design, but I think it's even slimmer than what the Piccadilly is. And for some of you, that might be even better. This is a big phone, at least the iPhone 11 Pro Max is. And if you have a big phone, you don't want to take a huge fingerprint in your pocket or your purse. So something slimmer but still gives you that added protection is probably in your best interest. And with this guy, it covers the whole back. So you're not seeing anything, you're not being able to know what kind of color phone you have unless it shows on the front. You're not going to see the Apple logo or the Samsung logo, or if there is a Google logo in the Pixel 4. You're not going to see any of that, but maybe you don't care. This is your standard case. It's very much a polycarbonate all the way around, and then the D3O again is infused and integrated into the actual border of the device. This one clamps to the back of your phone. It feels very solid, knocks pretty loudly. And again, the buttons on the side for both power and volume are very easily depressed. So there's no issue there. But there is one issue. Once again, it was too slippery. I'm sorry to hone in on this, but for me at least, it was just way too slippery. I felt like I was going to have it fly out of my hand in a number of occasions, so much so that I actually took it off and went back to an old case that I had previous to being able to test these guys out. What I like about the case though is if you can get past the slickness of it, is that there's a lot of customization and that there are a myriad of colors that you can choose from, including something like this, which is lilac. And you don't see a lot of cases unless you get like a glitter case or something like that, but you don't see a lot of cases really going into the outreach of other than, you know, your standard clear case or black or maybe gray and sometimes red or blue. But lilac is one of those colors I thought that was kind of eye-popping, and I thought, why not? So I like the color scheme, I like the color aspect, I just did not like the feel of the case. And last but not least, we've got Battersea. Now Battersea, this one is actually rated up to 16 feet for drop protection, or 5 meters for those of you on metric. This is the ultimate D3O protection. Not only do you have a polycarbonate back and TPU border, the whole rear of it is coated with this absorbent D3O on the back side of it. I mean, you see all of the orange right there. That's all D3O. Hence, 5 meter drop, 16 foot drop. Although at first glance it looks like a bulky case, kind of ugly in a way, it's very soft to the touch. It's very grippable, which I like. I was a fan of that. It does come in 2 colors, both black and pink, so pick your poison. And although it does kind of feel bulky, it's not as big as some of those extremely ruggedized cases from other manufacturers that are out there. And what I like about it is that you still have that peace of mind that if you do drop it, I mean, 5 meters, 16 feet, that's quite a bit of ways. I mean, I'm not saying that you're leaning off the side of a bridge all the time, but if you do, it's probably going to be okay. The one downside, other than its pseudo bulkiness, is that the buttons themselves they're a little bit harder to press. I mean, not extremely hard. They're not impossible to depress, but you do have to exert a little bit more effort than the Holborn or the Piccadilly. And again, it's something that through muscle memory you could probably get over in a very short amount of time. On initial hands-on with the device, I personally thought, oh, okay, I have to press a little bit harder. Again, no big deal, but it's just something I had noticed. And to be clear, I probably would have chosen the pink one, but I was not aware of the pink one. So I'm a little sad I didn't see the pink version of the Battersea. But yeah, I think it would be cool to have a pink case, but it would probably clash with the green iPhone that I have. So, whatever. You can't even see the back anyway, so it wouldn't matter, right? So each of these cases have their own benefits, they have their own cons. Personally, if I had to choose out of the 3, one case to have for the rest of the time that I'm going to own the phone, it would have to be the Battersea. As big and as bulky as it is, first off, kind of used to that size case. So that's my own personal thing. I'm kind of used to that size case, but also I like the texture. I like the feel of it. I like that there's not going to be a time where I have to be extra careful with it in hopes that the material wears and then it becomes grippy. It's grippy right out of the gate. I mean, it's kind of a weird, kind of fingerprinty, half circular back, but it's also, in a way, kind of modern looking, and it looks very different than other cases. It's just not just matte black or glossy black. It's a little bit different. And even if I did find that down the line something was wrong with the case, or let me back up, if there's anything wrong with any of the cases throughout your ownership of the cases, you do have a limited lifetime warranty. Now, I don't know exactly what that means in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure there's some fine print in there. Like if you shoot a bullet through it, I think they'll tell you no. But in any event, if something happens to the case that damages the case beyond usage, you can contact Gear4, you can contact Zag, and with a proof of purchase, or I guess, they'll send you a brand new one. So go check that out. In fact, if you have any questions about any of the cases that I have discussed here, or any questions about cases that they have on their website, leave that in the comment section down below. Links, as always, can be found in the description below. We are on Facebook, YouTube, obviously, Twitter, Instagram, and if you're into gaming, you can check me out on Mixer, Lazy Tech Tony. I have a podcast called Still Recording if you're interested in just random ramblings of two grown men. Extremely safe for work and safe for kids, so we appreciate that. Subscribe here, click that bell button to be notified for the next video, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Late.